Welcome to a guide to new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, Mr. Sealy P. It's Friday the 23rd of August. I'd just like to start by wishing my eldest daughter a very happy birthday. It's her birthday today. I should be at FSL tournament at Gamescom at the moment, but I'm too ill to go. I'm dosed up now on painkillers, throat spray, strepsils, you name it, and I'm going to do this in short bursts. We have got quite a few mods today, and they dropped fairly early. It's only, what time is it here? It was about 1 o'clock, I suppose, just after 1 PM. But anyway, right in front of us we have this. It's quite an old looking truck as well. I remember I was seeing lorries around where I lived looking like this when I was a boy. This is the Lizard Truck 470. It's by INF or INF, and it will use 17 slots. There are two versions available. There's the excavator version, which has got these sections on the back here, and there's a forestry version, which is just over there. What we'll do, we'll have a quick look in the store at the options available. So, under trucks, there it is, the Lizard 470, 150,000 to buy, top speed of 49 miles an hour, 470 horsepower, 17 slots, so not horrendous on the slot count compared to some of the other vehicles. Options available, we can change the main colour to anything we want of these, and that changes the main cab colour. And then, like I say, on the back we've got forestry option, and that's the one that's got the dipped sections. And then we've got the other option is excavator, and that puts kind of flat panels across that midsection just there. So that's forestry, that's excavator. Now I'm aware that a few of the excavators that have been coming out by North Modding Company recently have got a very wide track on them, so I'm not sure if they'll fit on there. But anyway, so those are your options available. If you change the main colour, it's an extra 3,000. If you put it on excavator, it's another 5,000. So potentially you're up to 158,000 if you make a couple of changes. Now, the truck itself, it's quite, I don't want to come across as rude, it's quite a basic, I say flat design. There's not a huge amount of texture on the actual bodywork. There's a lot of detail. I do like the fact, like I say, the metal bumpers and things like that do look metal. And but anyway, yeah, the design on the back's very nice. There's a lot going on. And the truck itself, let's jump inside. Got normal lights, main lights, indicators. Should be. It says. There we go. Indicators on that side and that side. As far as the ramp goes at the back, it's not actually a ramp, well, I mean technically it is. It's got quite a solid bar at the back. If I do L1 and then up and down on my right stick, it actually raises and lowers the back section, so it's not kind of separate ramps. It's actually the back part of the trailer with the lighting block in it is the bit that raises and lowers. Clever design, that. Nice sound to it. I tried putting a tractor on this a minute, well, for the screenshot, for the thumbnail, and it actually went up that back bit no problem at all. So I initially thought, well, maybe because there's a bit of a bump there, things aren't going to like it, but it was fine. It does have straps, but the straps are at the front section here for putting things on, if you want to put anything on the front there. Logs, maybe bits of equipment, a bucket, or I'm not too sure. Whatever you want to put on the front there, but there are straps at the front there. And turn those running lights on the side. Turn those off. And this is the forestry version. I've put the Komatsu on it, and you can see with those bars removed, the front two wheel sections drop into there quite nicely. It sits on there very well. It's fairly narrow. It will take this and the ponds and those no problem at all. But like I say, I'm not sure about some of those vehicles from North Modding Company are quite wide. That's a nice truck, that. Handy bit of kit to have. Very cool. That's from INF or INF. The next mod we're going to have a quick look at is this here. This is the Flegel Transport Box. This is by Fabian and Gogo Bear. It's quite a small one. It's brilliant. In the mod hub it does say it's used for transporting small things like small bales and logs and things like that. If you're doing logging using one of these, you're not going to make much money each time you go. But if you're doing a kind of immersive storytelling, kind of narrative let's play, and you want to be collecting logs for a fire or fireplace or something, it's quite a cool little mod to have. You know, you might want to go down the shops, put your shopping in it, something like that. But anyway, let's have a quick look. We can raise and lower it like so. And we can open the front up like so. Open up or down, it doesn't make any difference. Depends if you want to leave it somewhere to load it up and then come back to it. So L1 and X closes it, and it does have straps as well, quite a few actually. So definitely need to make sure your shopping's not going to fall out the front there when you're going to and from the local supermarket or the forest or wherever you're going to be going with it. In store, this is under, I think it was miscellaneous. There were quite a few mods to find today. There it is, 2,500. Now there are a couple of options with this one. We can change the main colour, and that changes the mesh. So the mesh changes colour on the sides, like so. And then if we go down one, it says tractor triangle. Now there is a coupler mod, the triangle mod, that goes onto your 3-point link. This will attach using that as an additional mod, or you can just have it as a 3-point link, whichever you'd rather. So those are your options available. I don't know, it's a neat little mod. I know there'll be loads of people saying what's the point, it's a useless mod, you can't do anything with it. I like it. I think it's a cool looking little mod, and whenever you get things like that pop up, I'm always thinking in my head, if I was doing a let's play with a narrative, how would I use it? What would I be doing with it? And then you start coming up with all kinds of cool ideas. But anyway, there you go. So that's the Flegel Transport Box by Fabian and Gogo Bear. Next up we have got, let's have a look at this. Now weirdly, when I did my guide to yesterday, this wasn't in the mod hub when I downloaded the mods yesterday, but when I woke up this morning and put Farming Simulator on, it was in the mod hub, and I started then thinking, did I miss it yesterday, or did it appear at some point overnight? But anyway, I thought I'd throw it in today. This is the Hoare SLW, or Howe, could be, I'm not so sure, SLW50TN. This is a forage trailer, silage trailer, by Agrartechnik Nordeifel. Very, very detailed, lots going on. Very tidy. Look at that. Even like the VIN plates, and that's amazing. Very nice looking mod this. 52,000 litre capacity. And there are some options available in store. This is under trailers. There we go. The Hoare, it could be Howe, I'm not so sure. Howe? Could be Howe. SLW50TN, 73,000 to buy, 52,000 litre capacity, and it is a forage trailer. So it will take wood chips, forage and silage and sugar cane and hay and straw, those kind of things, but it won't take grain crops or anything like that. Options available, we can change the main colour. Now when it says the main colour, it's actually the where it's all black at the moment, well, you'll see in a second when I change it. Let's change it to, oh no, let's go yellow. So it changes all those sections, and it changes the signage on the side as well, and the signage on the back. So if I then put it on, I don't know, go with red. There you go. We can change the rim colour. We can have it on the grey, or we can have it on red. And options for tyres, we can have the Michelins or Trelleborgs. Michelins are slightly chunkier, stand a little bit taller. And then we've got options on old branding, new branding. And those are your options. What I will do is grab this. Animation is neat and tidy, just to show it being opened and closed, that kind of thing. Belts moving on the back. It's very cool, it's incredibly well made. Agrartechnic Nordifel's mods are normally very, very good quality. Now what you'll also notice on the back, and sometimes you get it on trailers and it's just there for show, you've got a little trailer hitch on the back there. So I thought, well, you know what, might as well grab a trailer and just check it out, because you never know, it'll be the one thing I miss. And what do you know, it actually is a functioning trailer hitch on the back, so you can hook up another trailer on the back, a larger one. You can do forage and grain if you want to do them separately. It's entirely up to you, but there you go, nice trailer that. So there you go, that's by Agrartechnic Nordifel. Next up we have got, and we'll go around the back of here, we've got this, and I'm liking this. I just like, I don't know, I like chunky looking little tractors, you know, I don't know what it is about it, but it's just got a kind of, it's just got a cool look to it. Anyway, this is the Fendt 300 Vario. This is by Lucas 2002 and Danny 86. We do have a Fendt 300 in game already, a standard one, but this has got a few different options available and different price tag to it as well. So we'll have a look in store, but very, very detailed. Really detailed. It's 21 slots, so it is quite high on the slot count. But like I say, there's a lot going on. Very nice. So in store, under tractors and small tractors, if we scroll across and we find the standard 300, so the Fendt 300 Vario there is 111,000, 15 slots. So the standard one's obviously a lot lower on the slot count. We can change the main colour on the standard one from that to that, and then we've got some options for the wheels, and then we've also got engine set up, and we can go up to 138 horsepower with the 313 Vario, and there's also a front loader attachment available. So if we scroll across to the modded version, which is just here, it's only 78,000 for the base model. Like I say, it's 21 slots, but there's a lot going on. Now I won't do the design colour yet, because you'll see what that is in just a second. But if we go, there we go, main colour. I know I went for the Fendt Petrol, I love that colour. I've got one of my other Fendts in that as well, but there are a few different options. You can go for the black, or there's quite a nice deep kind of red. There's some nice options available actually on that. And then we've got our rim colour. Why does it keep doing that? Go back to rim colour, there we go. Rim colour again, we can swap them for, you know, there's the Fendt black. I do like that shiny black. And there's a kind of very dark grey as well. Some nice options there for colours. And then we move down to tyre options. We've got Trelleborgs, and we can have those in standard, wide, narrows, wheel weights, wide and wheel weights, rear narrows, which I always think look a little bit peculiar, but yeah, rear narrows, rear twins, and back to standard. We can have knock-ins, and these knock-ins look really chunky. They're a little bit wider than the standard knock-ins, I think. I like the look of those. We can have Michelins. Now these are really, really chunky. Especially if we go then to standard to wides. But again, we've got the option of wheel weights, wide with wheel weights, and back to standard. So if you want narrows, you want the Trelleborgs. If you're not bothered about narrows, the Michelin's quite chunky and stocky. If we go back again, we've got the Mitas. I always get it wrong. I always get corrected, so it doesn't matter how I say it. We've got wides, wheel weights, wide and wheel weights, and back to standard again. And then we've got design. Now the design here is for beacon So we can have it with or without a beacon, basically. Default or beacon light. And then we've got our engine set up. So the 310 Vario, it says 310 on the front there of the engine cowling, is 113 horsepower. We can have 123 horsepower, 133 horsepower, 142 horsepower. Now even the 142 horsepower is only 92,100, and I've made a couple of adjustments actually on the wheel setup as well, which is way cheaper than the standard in-game one, so it's not a bad option, I have to say. And then back to the 113, and then we've got our option of our front loader attacher. Front loader attacher, we can have the Stoll console or we can have the Allo console. It makes no difference on consoles. Your front loaders will attach. It really doesn't make any difference. That's the kind of standard one we're used to. And this is what brings me then back to the design colour. If I change the design colour to say petrol, it's actually the front loader attacher that changes colour when you change the design colour. So I kind of went for the orange on mine with the petrol colour, but that's what changes on design colour, is the front loader attacher. So, very nice indeed. Let's start it up. Lights, rear lights, main work lights, beacon, lights off again. I like it, it's got a nice engine sound. Nice bit of lean on the suspension as well, or on the wheels when you turn. The cab kind of shifts, I do like that on these mods. Inside, very detailed. If we look down, we've got a digital dash. Lights on, then lights off. Indicators. There's a very faint audible ticking as well. And obviously we've got our forward and our reverse indicator, plus all the digital display is actually registering what's was actually happening. Sorry, getting tongue-tied, my throat's getting a little bit dry. Now we do also have the option of, I've got to remember, it's L1 and R1. Right stick up and down does the rear window, left and right opens up the sunroof. Unfortunately on the controller, trying to get them to do it independently is a little bit trickier. There you go, so we've got rear window opening and we've got kind of sunroof as well. But they show up actually in the help menu, L1, R1. It says rotate crane tool and open crane tool. Now I think that might be because I've got the Satex side panel plugged in, although it's still giving me the PlayStation controls for it. But if I use my Satex side panel now and I'm using my joystick, so rotate crane tool, and I think the open one, there you go, I can open and close using the crane tool on my Satex side panel. But you don't have to, you haven't got a side panel, just use your joystick. But yeah, very cool mod this. Very neat, very tidy, lots of detail. I like it. I like it a lot. We'll use that in a second actually. So what we got next? So that was by, I just want to make sure I get this all right. That was by Lucas 2002 and Danny 86. Next up, we have got this. This is the Kuhn GF 6502. It's a Tedder, 6.5 metres. Again, nice detailing, even like the chain on the round where the PTO is. Very nice. We'll have a quick look in store at this, which obviously comes under Tedders. Now we've got the Vicon FanX 604 is the 6 metre one, and that's probably the nearest comparison to it as a standard in-game, which requires 60 horsepower and is 11,000 to buy. If we scroll across to the GF 6502, it's 6.5 metres, so a little bit wider, and it's cheaper, it's only 8,000. And what's even more impressive, it only requires 20 horsepower to run it. So cheaper option, slightly wider, less horsepower. I mean, that's a no-brainer. That requires how many slots? 8 slots for the first one. Options available, where it says design colour, that's the actual tines on the tedding rotors. If I change it to red, you can barely see them because it's mixed in. If I go to the white, they do stand out a little bit better. So that's just to change the tine colour if you wanted to do that. Very quickly. So, folding it up, smooth, neat animation, unfolding, lower it down, very nice indeed. So there you go, that's the Kuhn GF6502. That's by, that's by Fabian Go-Go Bear, and I think it's Luke, or it could be Luck 1. So they've got a couple in the mods today. Very nice indeed. Right, disconnect that, and let's move on to our last mod for today. This one I think is brilliant. I'm really liking this one. We'll have a look at it first before we attach the tractor to it. So, this is the floodlight trailer. This is by ETA La Mâchoise, I think it's Mâchoise? Mâchoise. Sorry. It's only 3 slots. I know we've got floodlights. We had a floodlight trailer in FS17. It's a nice, tidy looking mod. The detailing inside the light housings is absolutely brilliant. I say, loads of detail. Really tidy. And this thing's got some nice tricks up its sleeve. We'll have a quick look at it in store. This was under miscellaneous, I think it was. There we go. Lizard floodlight trailer. It is 3 slots. I think I might have already said that. 3 slots, which is next to nothing really. Options available. We can change the main colour. Obviously I did my Mississippi Pea green, but you can do it whatever colour you want. The price is fantastic as well. Standard, let's come back out, 8,700 if you just want it as it is. Now, if you look at the lights themselves, you can have 2 bottom lighting, you can have 2 top lighting, or you can have 4 lighting spots. Even at 4 lighting spots, it's only 9,040. Design, standard or with beacon light, and that's on the back section there. Standard or with a beacon. I mean, why wouldn't you go for the 4 lighting spots? Even with a beacon on it as well, that only comes at 9,105. That's brilliant. So those are your options available. So let's see this thing in action. There's a lot of things this does. Now, this will only work hooked up, or I say it needs to be set up hooked up to a tractor. If I jump out, there's no option to enter the trailer. You can't actually get into the trailer itself. You do have to have a vehicle hooked up to it to set it up. So what we will do, if I press L1 and X, that deploys the stand like so, and turns the floodlights on like that. So that's setting up. I'm going to put the menu on actually to help us. So that's unfolding the floodlight trailer, which is all very nice indeed. Now if I do L1, actually let's swing around a little bit. That's actually going to be in the way, isn't it? Let's move that out of the way a little bit. So if I do L1 and my right stick, I can adjust them. It's absolutely fantastic. I can adjust the lights up and down and side to side on that far rig, so you can pretty much put them anywhere you want, directly on what you want. That's fantastic. If I do R1 and my right stick, I can do the same on this side. Again, adjust up and down, which I think is just so cool. And if I do L1, R1 and push up, and that's the other thing, you don't have like 4 or 5 different ones of these and you get different heights. You just set it whatever height you want. take it up to a little bit, stop, that's it. I can have it that high if I want, or I can go all the way up and keep going like so. If I go left and right on my stick, I can rotate the floodlights round. For the price and the slot count, that's incredible. And like I say, then the fact when you get it to whatever height you want, I can then independently adjust my lights to wherever I want that beam to go. Right the way, I can go one set one side and one set the other if I wanted to. It's just brilliant. Loving it. If you're in the market for a set of spotlights, these might be the way to go. Again, I'm thinking now in my head, what could I use those for? Because I like this mod so much, I just want to find a use for it. Anyway, so if I press L1 and X again, turns the lights off and folds the whole rig away. Takes a little bit of time, there's a little bit of a delay before it starts to go. But there you go. Very, very nice mod indeed. I like that. That's by ETA La Mâchoise. That's it. That's the mods for today. Friday the 23rd of August. I hope you found this useful. Whoa, just stepped into that. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.